I am Mark Greenstein of Ivy Bow, which is in its 21st year. And in year 20, I started calling some of my clients who were clients back in the day, 19 and 20 years earlier, and really asked about the success of their kids. And it's a success that I presumed. It's part of our logo is steering kids to success. And here are the early results. Diligence works. Okay. Diligence that might have started in high school or even in middle school. We at Ivy Bound cultivate diligence among many kids who don't have it, but the vast majority who come to us in the first place are already steering themselves to success, and we help with the right tools. So add 20 years, and the calls are across the board positive, okay? No wipeouts, no, oh, disconsolate parents, I wish my kid had done X. Their candid conversations bring up Y, Z, A, B, C, all these routes of my kid is a successful engineer. My young man is a father himself. My daughter has been elevated 4 times in the last 5 years in a corporation. My kids went into business together. Our kid went into business with my husband, and they're working hand in hand. These are all lovely stories, and they're predictable because America today is still a cauldron for success for those who want it. And so, to those who point out the problems that have been minuscule, actually, among people who wanted success, those from 2008, 2009's recession that took an awful long time to get out of their parents' home, get off the couch because, oh, there were no jobs. Yes, there always were if you majored in the sciences. There was no recession, and I said this all along. There has been no recession for those who have entered the serious sciences. That does not mean social sciences. And that's also the warning for students heading off to college without a practical major in mind. Also, without the habits of good success. Now, that can include partying on weekends, okay? But if your partying extends to Thursday afternoons or to Monday mornings when you were supposed to be in class and you're hungover, you're not doing college right. And the degree that you might still get is to employers not well worth it. The skills instead that you develop are worth it. And so please, a student who's headed off to college really should have at least a focus in habit, even if not a major, in the months before setting foot on campus. Your kid doesn't show either of those, consider holding off for a year. Holding off. Community college for a year, not even fully enrolled, but maybe the student works, is not much of a student right now, takes 1 or 2 courses at that college, lives at home, but in the course of working is developing good habits and maybe a good course of study for when fully matriculated in a 4-year university. I've endorsed this for decades, okay, more than 20 years, especially for boys who are often less mature at age 18 than girls. Fine, take 1 or even 2 years off. Show up on that college campus when you're 20 and have a focus. And by the way, you'll still have just as many friends. You'll have even more girlfriends because girls like look up to mature men that they often don't see. Final warning about college. The focus that a few people have that is truly dangerous is one that takes their social activism into anti-progress, anti-Americanism, where they're looking around and being influenced by the wrong influences. Unfortunately, some are college professors who say America is corrupt, America is a bad place, it's an unequal, unfair, never to be rectified place. And when you take that to the extreme of hurting your own career, of thinking that I don't even want to succeed in America, Well, you probably won't, and you'll be less happy for it. I went to grad school in Berkeley 30 years ago now, and there were remnants then in the early 1990s of the 70s Berkeley, where the campus was trashed physically and psychologically by people who thought America was evil. Well, there's still enough of them on my campus. Yes, some of the same ones hanging out at coffee shops, but many of the cohorts my age, early 20s, who didn't want to be riding a success train. And some of them since then, I know from reports, have gotten on board. All, all who went through the motions that I know about, those who put their nose to the grindstone, studied, in my case it was law, but I think it's true of any graduate school in practical majors, they're successful. Okay. The lawyers class of 1992 from good law schools are multimillionaires now. Okay. Unless you wanted to get off that track, the track to success is in front of you. It's not that hard. You don't have to make partner in a very tough law firm. You have to do good work for a decade and you'll amass big bank. And then do what you want. Okay. I would love to have students starting out on that path so they don't have regrets later.